Good afternoon, FloodGate community. I have invited my friend Michelle Davidsen to come on and share a little bit about her experience. Michelle is a high-level marketer, and she recently just went through the FloodGate Futures job search bootcamp. So Michelle, welcome. Share a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Heidi. Thanks so much for having me on. It's good to see you again. I'm a marketing director out of Jacksonville, Florida, and I've successfully managed and launched medical device and pharmaceutical brands in both the US and global marketing leadership roles, and that's where my job search has focused.
Well, I know you've been in the business for a while. You worked for some really big name companies. What was that transition like for you when you found yourself on the market?
Yeah, it had been quite a long time since I last conducted a job search on my own, and I knew that a lot about the process probably changed.
Mhm.
And when I heard about the Futures program, I was excited to join it because I thought it was really credible in that it was created and facilitated by people like you who are really dialed into what's going on in the job market and the job search. You're living it day to day, and can kind of bring that knowledge and expertise to the program. And I wanted to learn from people like you. And that's really what pushed me over the edge to join the Futures program.
For everyone. I mean, unless you're changing jobs every year, which nobody wants to do that, it really is a different landscape each time.
Yeah, each time it's different, with the technology just changes the landscape of being in a pandemic, that adds another twist to it. And so it's really all of those things. And when I thought about kind of the time I had, and time is precious, right? And I wanted to make sure that I used my time in the best way possible. And I thought, well, I could kind of research a bunch on my own. And I started to do that. And then I said, you know what? They have it already here and packaged and ready to go. And like an easy button. So.
Yeah, totally. No, I love that.
In anything, you just having an understanding of what you're good at and what you contribute, and then what you need help with, and asking for and reaching out for that help and getting it from people who are good at giving it.
How would you describe the difference between what you were doing and then what we went through in the boot camp?
Yeah, I would say, a couple big differences between what the boot camp offers from do it yourself is one is the structure of it all, right? So it's really, I found it to be a great, very logical, structured, step-by-step approach to a job search in this area, and that it was broken down into small pieces. And so, each week there was a different topic that was covered, and there was kind of the pre-work that was necessary and the post kind of session homework. And so it really was a good structure that built upon each other week by week. And so at least it let me know that, okay, let me break this down. And this week I'm going to focus on these things. I'm going to do those well. And then next week I'm going to focus on the next topics. The second thing was accountability. The coach and the other people in the group, they're really there to kind of keep you accountable. And since it's such a small group, for me, I knew that each week I had to show up prepared and ready to be, ready to engage to get the most out of it. There's really nowhere to hide, right? When it's a small group. And, the third is just that personal feedback and coaching that I got in the program. There's lots of opportunities to do role playing and practice interview questions, and then to get that feedback. And it definitely can be uncomfortable and a bit vulnerable to be in that position. But the feedback's really important. And I just found I couldn't get that in a do-it-yourself model. Right. So those are the three things for me that I found to be a huge difference.
That's so, you hit on so many key points, because when you're doing this and you're on your own, it's sort of like you're on an island and you can't really talk to your spouse about it or even a good friend because they're not objective.
Right.
And they're probably not as entrenched in the market as we are. I don't know, just going out on a limb there. Talk a little bit about the takeaways. What has come of the boot camp? What are some of the the benefits that are tangible that you're able to share?
Yeah. So one, I just learned a ton about, you know, how to best present yourself and really tell your story, make sure that's crystal clear and that it's resonating with the person you're speaking with. You know, I've really learned a lot about using technology to expand, and get more out of your network. So those are some of like lifelong learnings that I think I'll always keep with me. And then from a really tangible benefit, I've landed a few really great consulting gigs with some companies. Some are in the wound care space, some are in technology, and others are in a global diagnostic space. So it's been a great for me to be able to land those roles, and I definitely think the learnings that I got from the program helped me tremendously with those.
Well, I think I did say at one point, be careful what you wish for, because you came in saying, I want a job. And then now you've got 3 consulting gigs that are asking you to work more than you're
Yeah,
already. You're telling me
it's been a busy summer, that's for sure.
what, just as one kind of parting shot, now having been a DIY job seeker, having worked in the industry for 20 years, what advice do you have for other people that are in your boat or in your shoes, rewind 8 weeks from now?
Yeah, I would say one is to spend that time up front, really thinking about and looking at your online presence, the resume, getting your story. What is it that you want to talk? Getting that concise and clear and getting all of that in order before you start, networking and utilizing those networks. I would say the second thing is to use the time wisely, spend a lot more time networking and a lot less time on applying.
That's so good. Yeah.
Really. And the third thing, I will say, this is objective, but consider FloodGate Futures. I mean, for me, personally, I thought it was money well spent. So I know sometimes people think about, should I spend money to do this? Should I put the time into it? It's your life, it's your career, it's what you spend most time doing. And I think it's a great investment.
Well, Michelle, thank you for your feedback. I thoroughly enjoyed having you in the program. For those of you who are watching this, you'll probably only be able to catch Michelle maybe for a couple more weeks, if that, because I know she's going to just get snatched up by some incredible company. But Michelle is a senior level marketer. Just to give her a little bit of kudos, she's worked for Fortune 50 companies, trained and built departments with a really heavy focus in wound care. She's worked overseas. She's got global marketing experience, and she's just an awesome person. So, Michelle, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much, Heidi.
Appreciate having you on, and I look forward to staying in touch.